everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 603. We are that podcast talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
Wait, hold up. That's not Ari Rockefeller. That's the dude, and he abides, man. And for those of you who are listening to the show, Ari is wearing his gorgeous, slightly
It's a
dark
bathrobe.
blue bathrobe. And if you've seen The Big Lebowski, we all know where we're going with this. So, and as Serenity 41088 says, give that man a white Russian. Well, maybe if we do Anime Jam Session after dark, maybe.
That's
Maybe.
later in the year.
Well, yeah. So how is everybody doing tonight?
Meh.
I'm so friggin' tired.
I just want to know whoever decided to mess with my train coming home and make changes on my commute. I want their head on a silver platter.
What happened with it?
Trains were skipping my stop, so I had to go down an extra stop and come back up, which knocked off 20 minutes of my rest time before I'm able to start the show.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that was the issue with that. So, and as Serenity says, there's always a drunk Christmas special. Well, it's not really drunk anymore. It's just more like delightfully tipsy or delightfully buzzed. Because I think at our experience levels, if we get drunk, nobody's moving for about 2 weeks, and the headache will stick around for an extra 3 weeks. So
Yeah, it doesn't help when we all have work the next morning, some of us earlier than others.
and
So drunk before getting 6 hours of sleep and having to be up for work. Yeah.
that and given that I will be out of the country for 2 weeks, that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah, where you're going, you can get beer out of vending machines.
I know.
we gotta figure out what we're doing for December. Because we're losing 3 episode days, right?
I
Or
don't.
just the 2.
I think it's only 2. I think it still falls within the normal time slots. Okay. All right, so I'm looking at it here. All right. Actually, we're only missing one because there's 4 Tuesdays in December. The 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. So normally, the 19th would be our final episode of the year, and we're gone for about 3 weeks. And we will come back on the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
But since I am, in case you haven't, those of you who have not heard, I am spending 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks in Japan this year as a Christmas gift to myself, more or less. So my flight is on the 16th. So our Christmas special would be on the 12th. And we, yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were leaving like halfway during that week. Like I thought you were leaving on the 15th and coming back on the 27th.
No. I'll get into that in just a bit. So, but yeah, so it's going to be the 12th will be our Christmas special, and I'm back in the States by the 30th. So, and then I figure the first week of January we're off, and depending on how we feel, we'll come back the second week of January, which would be the 9th. We'll figure it out one way or another.
Yeah, we'll see how it
Yeah.
It's still months from now, so.
Yeah, that's true. So we still have plenty of time to figure things out. So Oh man, we are live tonight, week of September 5th, 2023. Jesus Christ, where did the year go?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the summertime, and now here we are talking about Christmas. I'm just like, and I'll tell you this much. For back to school, I am so glad I don't work at Staples anymore. That's the level of stress I do not need. Do not at all. So, anywho, as I said, we're live the week of September 5th, 2023, right here on Twitch TV. You'll always find us live here Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're always at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com. And you can always check them out at VogNetwork.com. And they will be back this Sunday with brand new episodes talking about their adventures in Dragon Con at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. And they also have a Discord, which we also are part of, VogNetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through and hang out. We'd have some fun with that. So now we got that out the way, we're going to go ahead and ask our co-host how was their week, how was their day, kicking it off with Ari.
Well, let's see. Yeah, it's mostly been about work for me. I mean, I was able to get some overtime yesterday with it being Labor Day,
Mm-hmm.
but better than nothing. But yeah, the holiday pay being what it was good enough, I think. Even if I didn't get called in for like a full overtime shift. Anyhow, I now have a PS5, and it's no thanks to Sony.
All right, explain this one.
You see, I had money stashed away in like my stash account. That's part of why it's called that. And I had it transferred in because I got an email saying, "Hey, we're gonna take the money. We're gonna take the money for the PS5 system you ordered. The limited edition Spider-Man 2 one."
Mm-hmm.
But I guess like when they went to take it, the money wasn't there. But the money eventually got there like the next day or something, and I just had to wait for Sony to hold up their end of the bargain, as it were. And a couple days later, they just go, "Yeah, we canceled your pre-order."
Wait, what? All right, so you pre-ordered this console, and it came out, and you pointed it to your stash for them to pull the money, right?
No, I moved the money from my stash to my normal bank account.
All right, yeah, because I know there are some of those.
They pretty much had 2 additional days to I guess give it a cursory look and see if the money was there, and they didn't do that. So they figured, it's just easier to cancel it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I mean, like, there are some of those investing apps where if you have money invested and the money that you've made, you can flip it into a bank account. Some of them will allow
That's what I do.
Yeah. No. Like Stash will have, like, get the Stash debit card. All your money that you've made is on this card. It's like a pay card system.
I don't use that thing. I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I mean, like, I have Stash and I have my Gemini account. I just rather just transfer the funds. I have enough cards as it is. Please continue.
But I'm just looking at this email. I'm like, the fuck is the matter with you? And I'm like, well, the money is here. I might as well just use it. So I went from one cursed company to another. I went to GameStop and I ordered a PS5 system, an additional controller, and a copy of Street Fighter 6. And they came with like the system and the accessories and the game all came within like one day. It was like this. It was a system. The other day was everything else. And I got that all set up, and now I have a PS5.
That's nice.
But now that I managed to transfer all my data from the 4 to the 5, I just have this PS4 that's not doing anything now.
Well, I'm just saying you should be able to like take the PS4 hard drive and just connect it to the external to your PS5 and just dump everything.
I didn't have much in the way of like pictures or videos on
I just
besides that.
I meant game saves and stuff.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I transferred all everything over to the PS5, and since I can just access my PlayStation account from it, I can just re-download what I want if I had deleted it already or
You,
whatever.
yeah. Basically, it was the same thing when I got my Xbox Series X. All of my game saves were in the cloud. The only thing I had to transfer over were the games that were installed on the external drive. So whatever was on the internal, I dumped over to the external, plugged it into the Series X, logged in, my game saves synced up, and basically whatever games were on the external are sitting there. So if they need to be optimized for Series X when I load it, it'll be optimized then. So. And
yeah, but now I got everything on my PS5, so
well, that's good. That's good. I mean, you got the extra the bigger drive for it, like the NVMe drive.
not yet.
Okay, I would say
That's something else I'm gonna get.
yeah. I would say keep checking Wario 64, and just keep checking deals, and also some of these PS4 optimized drives are more expensive than the regular ones because it's PS4 optimized. It's the same thing except it has the seal of approval. It's like when you buy the micro SD cards that say Nintendo on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine paying $50 for a 128 gig SD card that says Nintendo on it when you could just get a regular 128 gig micro SD card for $15. Just saying.
Yeah, you're paying for the branding at that point. I know that all too well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone wants a PS4, I'll be willing to let it go for cheap.
Mm.
And Mako, do you have a PS4?
I do not. But
Okay.
there's only one game that I really want right now for PlayStation. And since the rest of the series will only be on PlayStation 5, there's no point in me getting a PS4.
Oh.
That and the only other reason she would get a PS4 is for the Metal Gear Solid games, but the collections are coming out to Xbox and PC.
Yeah, I have I have the collection that has all of the current ones for Xbox. I'm going to have to get the next Xbox in the series though.
Now the question is, would you go with a Series S or a Series X?
That I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have no choice but to upgrade into the next Xbox when Fable comes out.
Actually, not necessarily because
Already said that it is not coming to the Xbox One.
it's not, but you can play the cloud version of it. So it'll buy you time until you get a series console.
I don't know about that.
No,
I didn't see any.
That's what Microsoft said. They said that, if the future proofing, if you can play, if you have the game and it's Series S or X only, you can play the xCloud version. So
I'll have to look into that.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, my big game series that I get, brand new is Fable. I absolutely love Fable. So unfortunately, I will be actually, is it? Yeah.
What?
You okay there?
No, I'm fine.
She's looking something up.
Brain fart.
Oh.
You've been having a lot of those lately.
I am so freaking stressed from work. It's not even funny.
I believe you. I really do.
We were already short-staffed at work,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one of our coworkers just left on maternity leave,
Mm-hmm.
making us more short-staffed.
Mm.
And so today I was the only one in the office doing medical billing the day after a holiday when the
Oof.
bills went out on Friday, and nobody's been in the office since today.
Oh,
So I did nothing but answer phone calls all day.
is that what the receptionist is for?
Not when they're calling to talk about their bills directly. They're calling specifically to the billing portion of the company. So I would get done with a phone call and have 3 messages that I would have to then look up and call back. So, yeah.
No, I totally get that. Ooh, Lord. What a day. What a day has it been for everybody.
Yeah, it's been fun. Another wildfire near me.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw in the news about the plane that crashed right in Lacey, New Jersey.
No.
That Yeah, that's like 10 minutes away from me.
And
That
that's,
airfield, that
Damn.
airfield that we pass all the time,
yeah.
the other side of it, he didn't make it to the front side of the airfield. He crashed in the woods behind there, and it started a forest fire.
Oh, wonderful. So
Yeah.
so I'm going to assume he didn't make it.
No, he did not.
Mm.
And they had a very hard time getting back to the plane. So they had a very hard time containing the fire. It was only completely contained last night.
God. Well, look at it this way. Well, if you get one more fire, you can punch it off your punch card and get a free hoagie, I guess.
I think we're up to 5 in this area.
Well, shit, you need to go collect your free sandwich and get that bad boy toasted.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the Jersey Mike's to open up.
Bond006 says, we do have PS5 and Xbox X. Both have 2 terabyte drives dangling from them, just wires all over the place. Cable box HDMI, the console HDMI, 5 power cables, Shield streaming, and then the Cat5 cables. To that Bond006, I have to say, I should post a picture of my entertainment system. To briefly summarize, and I'll send it right back over to Mako. All of my consoles are hooked up. You will find the Files router behind the TV. You'll find the second router in the entertainment center. You'll find a switch sitting sideways. I mean, an Ethernet switch sitting sideways, wiring everything up. The TV VCR combo sits on top. The PS3 sits on top. The Super Nintendo sits on top of that. And the wires are going back and forth. And it's a miracle I know which one is which by the colors of the cables, regardless of the connection. Back to you, Mako.
Oh yeah, no. I'm basically done. I'm so tired. And it's gonna be at least 6 months. So this is just gonna be my norm for the next 6 months.
How is that your norm from any other month?
Me being tired because of work stress.
Yeah. Because
I'm really just tired because of the commute.
Okay, fair.
Now I'm tired of work and the commute, so my nights are gonna be me coming home and crashing.
Crashing your face right into Damien's side, and the cat looks at you like, what is your problem?
Pretty much.
So, my weekend day has been pretty much the normal. Like, last week we were off. Well, we'll get into that just a bit, but work-wise, we were off for 4 days, and I come in, and it's like, people expect the IT department to pick up right where we left off. No, we were off. We were closed for 4 days, and I can't, including the weekends. You think we're going to be able to pick up the speed just like that? That doesn't happen. It really does not. So there's that, and I can also say that I've picked up my flight for Japan, and now I made this mistake. The thing is, I actually thought when I paid for the tour, my airfare ticket was included, and I'm looking at it, I was like, oh wait, I should have went and got that first. So I spent like maybe several hours, like over 2 days, several hours browsing prices and so forth. Like I saw prices for flights like 2 weeks ago that were really good, and I'm looking at Kayak and it says wait 2 weeks, prices will drop. Now common sense dictates that as the dates get closer to the trip, prices go up. So I'm just like, Kayak, what are you smoking? Then again, Kayak has never steered me wrong, so I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. So prices went from like $1,300 to like $1,800 in 2 weeks, so you know. But I could have flown for like 14. But the issue was, it would take me like, I would leave Saturday and not get to Japan until Monday because of the layovers. So I'm like, if I could find them spread out perfectly, I will leave Friday and arrive on Sunday. The 99% of the flights leaving on Friday were arriving on Saturday. I was just like, are you kidding me? So I ended up finding one reasonably priced. And I came across this one site called ASAP Tickets. And they're like, call for the cheapest prices ever. And I'm going to tell y'all something. It don't matter if you go to Kayak, Cheapo Air, or Priceline, or Expedia. The prices of the tickets going to be virtually the same. There'll be $100 price difference in between. Don't believe the whole clearing your browser cache thing, because that's an old wife's tale. Don't believe that. But I'll tell you this: open each one of them up and put in the date you're going. I guarantee you, 2 of those sites will have the same times of leaving and arriving with different prices, because these aggregator sites need to get their fees. And what's interesting is some of them you will not see if you go directly to the site itself sometimes. Now, one thing I'll say about, I think it was Kayak, I found my trip through there. But instead of going through Kayak to purchase it, it redirected me to Air Canada, where I was able to pick everything that I wanted. Now, I found a cheaper flight. I went with that to follow it out. I stuck with my original flight that Kayak gave me because the cheaper flight was economy, just like the regular one, except that I was paying for my seats. This price had everything all set up, and I'm like, I'll go with this. So that's it. That's done. Everything is paid off. I am ready to go. And I cannot wait. Then maybe for next year I'll go somewhere else. Don't know. But let's see what else is going on here. I have packages here I do need to mail out. 2 packages have been mailed out today. I have 3 more to mail out. I'm trying to get 2 of them mailed out tomorrow and 1 on Thursday, so I can get them out my house and get it cleared up. I didn't get a chance to do everything that I wanted during my 4-day break. Like, if you notice behind me, for those of you who are watching the video, you'll see a bunch of figurines behind me. Yeah, I meant to take them all down, fix the area up, and restack them because I have more figurines back there. Never got a chance to do it. The main goal was for me for the 4 days was to basically do that, minimize my peopling, and just basically sleep and play video games and watch anime, which I did, but I did end up hanging out with a lot of people, which is why I was not able to take care of my figurines nor go to the post office as I originally planned to, And as Bond006 says, my relatives, when they want to travel, think they can find cheaper flights all the time. I will say this: when I went to South Carolina, that was more or less a last-minute trip. I booked my flight 2 weeks before I was supposed to go, and I paid about $250, $260 for it, which is probably what I would have paid if I more or less booked a month in advance. Maybe 6 weeks prior, I probably would have paid $150. Who knows? So that's been our weekend. Oh yeah, as mentioned, we were not here last week. Basically, Mako had a rough day and she was tired and did not have the energy to do the show, which is totally understandable. That's why there have been times where it's just been me and Ari or me and Mako. If Ari has had like a rough day, he just wants to conk out, which I totally get. Now, for me, that Tuesday, for some reason, I just felt exhausted. Not tired, but exhausted. So I came home, ate dinner, and laid on the bed. And I didn't pass out, but I was just laying there just trying to recharge my energy while watching TV. So I was like, yeah, I think we're going to call it. And that's why we didn't have a show. Please also understand, we do this for fun. We do this for free, basically. So our main jobs do take a priority, which is why sometimes somebody will take off because of work, which is totally understandable. Whatever pays the bills, it's a higher priority.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was ever an event like on a Tuesday where there's a concert I really want to go to, or I really have to do overtime at work, I'll cancel the show. Simple as that. So, And as Bonsko says in regarding the flying, I still have use of my previous employment perks. They cover friends and family, but I will not share the perks with 95% of friends and family. I completely understand. There are some discounts I used to get, and I would only share it with select people because I know they wouldn't ruin it for me or anybody else. And I kind of sometimes wish I still had that connection for cheap flights, but it is what it is. So enough about that. We're going to get into some housekeeping here. Let you know what is going on with the show and what other things of interest. Don't forget that podcast VODs are available on our YouTube page at youtube.com/animejamsession. Click on podcast VODs and click on playlists. Then podcast VODs episodes are there. Episodes do go up Thursday at 12 noon, so you're able to check them out then. And we have like 2 years of episodes are available, and a quote unquote YouTube podcasting version will be available soon. Don't mind me. For a split second, I heard somebody calling my name, and I'm just like, I have my headphones on. I really can't hear you. Besides,
You're hallucinating.
No,
that's what that was.
No, it wasn't that. I thought I did, but if the upstairs neighbors were really trying to get a hold of me, I hear them knocking on the door, and then I hear my name. But at the same time, if that were to happen, I would just totally ignore them and continue doing what I had to do. And they know if I ignore them, I'm working on something really important and I can't be disturbed. So, And also, the second half of our convention tour kicks back up. And I think we only have two or three conventions left. Our next convention is another anime convention in Westford, Massachusetts, October 19th to the 21st. So definitely come by, check it out, and have some fun. And speaking of conventions, our ShikariCon 2023 convention photos are available on our webpage, on our Facebook page at facebook.com/animejamsession. So definitely check them out. I hope to have the cosplay contest video up by the end of the week. All right, now we got that out of the way. We're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk more about the geekier aspects of our week lifestyle. So what's up with you, Ari?
Well, I was gonna show it off last week, but we didn't have a show. But now that we're here, I can finally show off this, the A-frame cabin that I finished.
Nice.
Yeah, it came in like over a dozen little baggies full of Lego pieces.
No, I totally
but the
get
instructions are very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Also, these little roof panels just kind of slide off, so you can also see what's inside of it, like that.
Yeah.
And I still have the. Let me show you the front. Get a better look at the front. I still have the Pac-Man arcade cabinet, which I haven't touched yet. As well as a design for custom design that people show off on Lego making websites of a self-loading dice tower.
Oh, okay.
I will hang on. It's on a Rebrickable. That's the website.
Oh, okay.
I can let me find it right here. It's probably under favorites. I will post a link to it in the chat eventually. So
Mm-hmm.
I will give you all an idea what I want to make next.
That's good.
I'll be right back though.
All right, you got it. All right, while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and turn your camera off, so, you know. All right, Mako. Are we going back to your supernatural fandom again?
Well, technically, this is not supernatural fandom.
But
Well, I mean, it does have, similar qualities. But yeah, I have followed Jensen's work since, the Days of Our Lives era. So this is more Jensen than supernatural. Yes, Yadabiri, it is supernatural adjacent. But yeah, so anytime something from the boys come out, I do like to pick it up. So when Soldier Boy came out, I had to pick it up just to have more in my Jensen collection.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ever do one for Walker, I will pick that one up. So I have, additions to my Jared collection as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the one with.
I almost heard Soldier Boy, and I almost went, "You!"
Oh, don't even go there. He is broke. We don't talk about him.
Yeah, so this is the one with his shield. I know that there was another one that came out, but that sold out very, very quickly. I believe that one had his knife. So yeah, I had to.
Okay.
So my pop collection continues. Which I have to say, I still don't have all of my freaking pops listed on the app for Funko.
Right.
And I'm closing in on having a collection of $2,000 so far.
Jesus.
I need to do mine over again. I really need to, because like I said, when I open up the app, it just dumped everything. So I gotta stand there and redo all of them. Thankfully, all of my Funko Pops are in two locations, right here by the computer, and over there towards the door, sitting on top of my glass display case.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at this now. My collection stands at $1,111, and I don't even have half of my pops in here yet.
Oof.
And a couple of the ones that I just got, because of that whole kerfuffle with the pandemic and shipping and all of that. So my two Good Omens that cost me $12 each. One is now $70 and one is now $34. But right now, my most expensive one is sitting at, let me get down to it, $220.
Damn.
Yeah. So this is the Jack Skellington with the sugar skull design on his face.
Mm-hmm.
That was one that Dee got me for Christmas or birthday. That one's up to $220.
Jesus.
Yeah. One of my Jareth ones is $75. The other one is $48.
Man, I think you went in hard when collecting your pops, because I went kind of casual.
I started very casually. I was, my first one was the Doc Brown, which is still only listed as like $12 on here.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'm like, all right, well, I'll only get the ones for the ones that I cosplay. And then I'm like, oh, well, let me get, the ones for the shows that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Just spiraled after that.
I can count the number of Funko Pops I have on one hand.
There are some people that are like that, and it's perfectly okay.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought that I was going to start collecting them. I thought that they looked ridiculous. I
Yeah.
still think they look ridiculous. But now they look ridiculous in that, cute kind of super deformed way.
Hmm.
So I said screw it, and yeah, I'm still collecting. I can't wait to get like, I just need to sit down one day and have somebody hand me all of my boxes so I can scan them. And then just put them up back on my shelves again.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, as I've mentioned previously, I have a lot of figurines that I have collected over the years. Not over the years, but over the last few weeks because of conventions and stuff. So, I was out with my friend Julia, and I took her to TessoX, and it's basically Tesso's anime store. And we went there. I don't think she bought some figurines, and I bought one, and only because I was kind of looking for this character. But my thing is, there are some, like, the design of the character, like, if they're wearing certain outfits, I won't buy it because it's not my thing, But I have to, first of all, I gotta thank Kuro Hikari-chan for recommending this anime for me to watch, which is Oresuki. And it's like a cracked out Degrassi, with like the dating mishaps and all of that. So one of the characters, her name is Sumereko Senshokuin, and her nickname in the show is Pansu. And as you have not figured out, I have a thing for anime girls in glasses, Megane girls. So while I was up at TessoX, I found this Nendroid Sumereko sitting there, and I was just like, really? They actually have this? So first thing I did was go on Amazon, see if I could find it. It wasn't there. I went to Otaku Mode and searched, and it wasn't there. It's probably up there now, but I ended up buying this. This was like my one purchase out of that shop there. So, and I don't know when that's going on display because I have run out of room for display. And also, if you've noticed how I'm holding the figurine box differently, I've slightly changed my my camera view. Right above my monitor here is an LED lamp. It's actually sits right on top of the monitor. I decided to get this because I wanted something to help cut down on glare. And when I turn on the lamp over here, yeah, you can see that the light come up some, but it also kind of blocks like my streaming Nexus. So I don't use that anymore. And I use this. I was hoping that it would kind of cut down on the glaring, which it kind of sort of does, but I got to still kind of tweak it with my other LED lights around here that I use. So I had to move the webcam over to the side. So those of you who are watching the show, now you understand why the viewing angle is slightly different and why I'm staring in a slightly general different direction. So now we got that out of the way. I wanted to give y'all an update on SAG-AFTRA. I believe our convention report should be out shortly, but I was in talks with Wild Spice, who is basically the founder of SAG-AFTRA. And she reached out right after we did the show. And here's the thing. I do have my issues with the convention, good and bad, and the people I know, which is why I was doing my absolute best to give it the best review that I could without having to offend anybody, get anyone upset. Because there are con chairs who have actually sent lawsuits and C&Ds after sites like us for giving bad reviews and stuff like that. You can't help it. If your con sucks, your con sucks. And we'll tell you what you can do to fix it. So, as she said to me in the message, I listened to the podcast. I appreciate the review you did of the con. To clarify, it was moved to the hotel because the original space it was in 2019 was already too small, and venues are expensive in Philly, which is why it was out in West Philly. So it was moved right outside, but finding a space where attendee cap didn't need to be in place was difficult. A college was another option, which was right outside of Philly, but the dates ended up being where they had an event, so it wouldn't have worked. Why the college wasn't revisited for future, I will assume was pandemic related. Anyway, we looked at 2 colleges, and that's what it was. So now we know what the issue with the hotel. So I just hope that for Shikari Con 2024, they use the other conference room for the gaming. And instead of having 2 of the mini offices for gaming, use that for something else like interviews or something like that. So now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into tonight's stories. And, well, we have waylaid hard this time. So we'll try to get through them the best that we can. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to kick things over to Mako-chan because we're talking about one of her fandoms, Ghosts in the Shell.
Yeah. So, the anime series for Ghost in the Shell will be hitting theaters in Japan with a compilation film of its 2nd season.
Nice.
So it's set to premiere on November 23rd. The film will screen for 3 weeks only as Ghost in the Shell SAC_2045, The Last Human. A visual created by the series character designer Ilya Kuvinishov has been released along with a teaser trailer featuring one of the upcoming film's theme songs, Millennium Parade's Secret Ceremony, which was originally an opening theme song for the original series. Millennium Parade's No Time to Cast Anchor, which was featured as an ending theme song in the anime, will serve as another theme song for the film. So, for those that have already seen it, seen the 2nd series for this for the anime. Okay, nope, it's not pulling up anything for me.
Nothing?
Is it giving you this message that you should disable your ad blocker or something like that?
No, it's like I know it's probably that, but no, it's I just was clicking on something and it didn't
Whoops.
pop up.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Everything resolved now?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so the 2nd season is basically it is following the 1st season. It explores the political and social ramifications of the 2 world wars that took place prior to the events of the series. And goes on about the refugees and the cheap labor and all of that. So it is looking to basically fully compile that season, which was I think 22 episodes, or was that 12 episodes? I know that these were all over the place with that. But yeah, so it's compiling the entire 2nd season as a movie to follow what they did with the 1st movie.
I actually need to sit down and rewatch the entire series.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely a really good series. And it is very, like, if you actually, sit and watch it for the theme that it is, instead of just being a pretty anime, like, it's very political. It's very, I mean, the whole series, the manga itself, too, is very political. It's, the truth behind humans versus cyborgs and AI and all of that. So, it's whether or not certain people can be considered true humans, which coincides with a lot of the political unrest from the past and a lot of political unrest from current. Which, I mean, it's nice because you see this and, hope for the best, and still things are just kind of shit.
Sounds good.
Yep. 006 says, Gits is one of the few anime that I can never not get bored of watching. Yeah, the whole series together is really, really good. The manga is really, really good. That's why, like, when they did the live action, I didn't care that they used ScarJo because of how she looked. I just cared that they used ScarJo because at that point she was in like every other fucking adventure action movie. And I got tired, which is the reason why I don't like Chris Pratt in the Mario movie. Not that I think he did a bad job, but he's in every fucking movie out there and I'm so bored of him. So I yeah. But just the series is really good. If this is not one that you have watched, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, Bonds006 says, I call it big brain anime. You can't just tune in and turn off your brain. It provokes you to think.
Again, that's one of the reasons why I like The Rascal Does Not Dream anime and movie. Yes, the first season was only 12 episodes, but you can't sit there and marathon it. At least by the third episode, you need to sit down and let that all sink in what's going on before you go to the next one. And as for Ghost in the Shell, I really enjoyed the movie. And again, I'll look at it this way. The people who were upset that ScarJo was in it and it wasn't a Japanese woman that played the Major, y'all really need to rewatch the anime. Y'all really do.
Because, you need to go back to the source material.
Yeah, because the body of the Major was a European whore. Just saying.
Well, European sex robot, but same difference.
Well, yeah. All right.
I mean, technically in the series, she really couldn't have sex because when she orgasmed, it crushed penises. So.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, talk about coming and going at the same time.
Ouch.
Heyo. I mean,
anyway, continue.
If it ain't the Major, it's 2B. Anywho.
Wait, emotions aren't allowed with 2B's line of droid.
But
we're getting distracted again.
Yeah, but those thighs will crush your face.
I'd be like,
your skull.
I'd be like,
what was that, Mako?
And your skull?
Yeah. I think people forget that androids and robots are not light. They are heavy. There's metal. There's steel. Anywho, we're going to talk about SAG-AFTRA, basically a popular anime here on the network, on the show, on the podcast. And it's great things that it's coming back in 2024. I had to explain it to a friend of mine. He's like, oh, I can't wait till the series comes back next month. And I was like, no. So, as per the official website for the popular series, it recently announced that January 2024, we're going to get more episodes. And there's a new promotional poster available on that website. The artwork not only features the main cast, but teases a future reveal of a brand new character. David Productions plan to have the series run for 4 cores, or in case, 4 parts, consisting of 46 total episodes. The anime's second core concluded on March 23rd with the release of episode 23. The third part will feature most of the key stuff and cast members from the first two. Takahiro Kame, who is known for their work on Strike Witches Road to Berlin, is returning as a director. Hideo Takahashi, who worked on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, and Yasuhiro Kimura, who worked on Three Leaves and Three Colors, will return to assist Kame as co-directors. Yuko Kakihara, who worked on Heaven's Lost Property and Rine, also another Rumiko Takahashi series, will return once again to be in charge of the series composition. Hiroshi Kamiya and Sumire Uesaka will return as Ataru and Lum. Before the rise of iconic titles such as Ranma One Half and Inuyasha, Rumiko Takahashi achieved success with Urusei Yatsura, which translates to those mischievous aliens or those obnoxious aliens. And you could probably figure that out if you were a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation, because the phrase Urusei Yatsura was mentioned in an episode regarding the Klingons. The series was serialized and weekly shown on Sunday from September 1978 to February 1987. The tale revolves around Ataru Moroboshi, a lecherous high school student who dreams of marrying his childhood sweetheart Shinobu Miyake. But however, Ataru's life gets turned upside down when aliens decide to invade Earth, and he is randomly chosen to defend it in a high-stakes game of the invaders' favorite sport, which is tag. Against all odds, Ataru manages to defeat his opponent, an alien royal princess named Lum. However, due to an unfortunate misinterpretation of the victory cry, Lum mistakenly concludes that Ataru has proposed to her, causing her to become involved in his daily life. As time passes, Lum's tireless efforts to earn Ataru's affection eventually pay off. Yes, please understand that is a spoiler, but this series has been around for at least 40 years. Don't complain. Urusei Yatsura's original TV anime adapted premiered in 1981, and it aired for 195 episodes from October 1981 to March of 1986. Unlike the 2022 reboot, this series aimed to adapt Rumiko Takahashi's original manga in its entirety, rather than highlighting select stories from various points in the story's timeline. Produced by Perot Studio Dean, this long-running series netted 6 accompanying films. Magic Bus and Studio Dean also collaborated to produce an 11-episode OVA for Urusei Yatsura, which released new episodes from September 1985 to June of 1991. This series is available to stream on High Dive and Bilibili. The original manga is available in English from Viz Media. And what I'm going to do right now, I am going to check Amazon, because I do believe the Blu-rays of the episodes are available for purchase from the manufacturer. And yes, they are. You can pick up the Blu-ray TV series collection on Amazon. Fair warning, they are pricey. They are in Blu-ray. You're going to get 22 hours of anime. You're going to be paying anywhere between $65 and $80. And I believe it's done through, it's Discotheque Media, who has picked up the distribution rights. I think. I don't remember off the top of my head, but at least you now know. So if you like the 2022 series, which is a collection of stories that brings all the characters together, and you want to see it all from the start, you definitely want to check out the original Urusei Yatsura series, available on Blu-ray. It's not streaming at this moment that I know of, but you definitely want to check it out. I mean, for that price for it being in Blu-ray, I can kind of understand, but it's not remastered, at least not to my knowledge. Bonzable 6 says, I took a month off from binge watching isekai anime, but jumped into Reborn as a vending machine. Now I wander the dungeon. Don't come for my anime fandom card. I've had people question about how does that even work, but I will say this. Uncle from Another World, which I like to call a reverse isekai, is really good. And if you're playing Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, there's a collab going, so definitely want to check that out. But right now, I kept saying ReZero is my number 1 isekai. Not anymore. That's my number 2. My number 1 is Mushiko Tensei. It just hits differently, that one. So we're going to move right along into our next story regarding sake glasses.
Ah, yes, this is right up my alley.
Mm-hmm. That's why I gave it to you.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Raise a glass to Lupin the Third with the Kutani Ware Sake glass set. Nothing but the best will do for Lupin and Fujiko. So of course they require the finest of glassware. And they've got it thanks to this new pair of sake glasses. Glasses released by the TMS Entertainment online shop are a combination of Slovakia's Rona glassware and Japan's own legendary hand-painted Kutani porcelain. The stems are decorated with traditional floral designs as well as images of Lupin and Fujiko in action. And yes, they do look very nice. The two glasses arrive in a fancy collector's box emblazoned with the Part 6 logo. They're enjoyable for 60,500 yen each, or as a pair for 110,000 yen, which is about $750 US. And of course, the series is on Crunchyroll. And but hell, if you're a big enough Lupin fan and you got the money to shell out for it, go right ahead. I mean, granted they are nice, but I ain't gonna have the money for this anytime soon.
Look, I already have dirty pair of shot glasses coming my way, which should have arrived already, but I think there was a delay on that Kickstarter. But then again, what Kickstarter doesn't have a delay?
Yeah.
I need to actually log in and check up on that, and I actually have the app to tell me of any notifications. Maybe I'm missing it. Oh, and just to validate, it is Discotek Media that's re-releasing Urusei Yatsura on Blu-ray, and they are HD remasters. So, okay. All right, so move right along to our next story. Now we've talked about this a few times before about Toei Animation basically striking down anybody who is using their work on YouTube. And they went after the popular YouTuber Uncle Roger. Mako, please explain.
Yes. So for those that don't know who Uncle Roger is, it is comedian Nigel Ng. He is a Malaysian out of London, England, who has created a stereotypical Southern East Asian character called Uncle Roger. And he makes YouTube videos reacting to other people cooking, anime cooking, things like that, and kind of reacts to it. And it's really, really funny. He completely hates Jamie Oliver. Video of him, yeah, there's video of him with other chefs and stuff making fun of Jamie Oliver.
But here's the thing: everybody makes fun of Jamie Oliver.
Exactly. So this particular one, he was reviewing for a One Piece episode from the cooking scene in a recipe handed down Sanjay the Iron Man of Curry. It is episode 133 of One Piece. So basically, the cooking process shown in the anime is highly detailed and authentic, and Uncle Roger does a great job of making this point among his various jokes about what he is seeing. Of course, the highly complimentary nature of this video did nothing to help with the copyright strike that hit his channel. So he did post about it, basically saying that the episode would have to be taken down. So if you haven't seen it, go see it, because he got it marked that it would be removed within 5 days. So obviously, Toei has done this quite often. They copyrighted over 150 review videos from Mark Fitzpatrick. I know we spoke about that one on his review channel, Totally Not Mark. They've also copyright struck Team 4-Star for Ball Z Abridged. And the appeal was originally rejected, but checking back on not Twitter, and he did post on there yesterday basically saying that, he's looking, like, he posted a picture showing that the video is still published, it's still visibly public, the monetization on it is still on, and restrictions are now marked to none. So they must have actually watched the video instead of just seeing, that it was a One Piece review.
Right.
And realized that it wasn't really a copyright, and he was actually praising them for, having as much detail in the video as they did. So yeah, I mean, good news for that one, that it's, that it's back up.
Now, I went into the comments, and, you don't always go into the comments, but there's something here that someone said that I kind of wanted to cover real quick. And he goes, not to be argumentative, but why should a legal right decided by the courts in one country be applied to a country like Japan unless that country says okay? The Berne Convention itself makes no mention of any fair use rights, and in fact only really says that the signatory countries must respect copyright claims of others. You are suggesting that countries also should respect when another country decides not to respect copyright, and I think you can see the issue with that. Effectively, it will require a new worldwide international treaty that explicitly protects a fair use rights, but even in the U.S. that right has never been written down in law, so much as interpretation of law by the courts. I look at it this way. Toei has an American branch. Problem solved for Toei. They can do that. They can absolutely do that. And yes, I've had videos struck by Japanese companies and Korean companies because of the background music. You got to understand, a lot of these Asian companies have a U.S. arm, partially for stuff like this. So, I mean, I look at it this way. I don't think anybody should make money off of my hard work. But if I had a program in place where I would share the benefits, that wouldn't be so bad. I know Nintendo had the Ambassador program, which is something similar to that. If Toei has something like that, well, you have to fall within these rules, and then you can collect some money off of it, as long as they're not strict. That's the way I look at it. So, but that's just me. All right, let's see what we have next here. Yes. If you haven't, unless you stuck your head in the sand, Hollywood's on strike. The Writers Guild is on strike. Screen Actors Guild is on strike. So, as I was going to the post office today, I saw a sign on the theater where they film The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And it basically said...
you were by the Ed Sullivan Theater?
Yes, I was, yeah. I pass the Ed Sullivan Theater every time I go to the post office, because it's basically right there. Yeah. So it basically says, because of the strike, no episodes. That's the long and short of it. I will say...
Fine by me.
I mean, I look at it this way. I hate that there's a strike because I won't be able to see episodes of my favorite shows this year. On the plus side, this gives me plenty of time to catch up on some of my anime that's in my backlog and other television programs and movies I have been meaning to watch.
As well as, taking the corporate masters by the balls and demanding more money is also a good thing.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and this was also a discussion, this was in one of the groups I'm in. So in case you, as I said about your head in the sand, SAG-AFTRA is basically are going to vote on a possible strike against the video gaming industries that they have contracts with. Deadline
Oh,
reported that.
The entire video game industry hates the thought of unionization.
Not every video game company is on this list, but I get it.
Yeah, but yeah, like the DLC for Mortal Kombat 1, it's all wrapped up, but like any future DLC, like it's going to be delayed because of it.
Mm-hmm. I know. I know.
I'm just like, take everything from them.
I'm about that. So here's the thing. Deadline reported last Friday that Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, SAG-AFTRA, the labor union national board has voted unanimously to send a strike authorization vote to members that will begin today and ends on the 25th of September. While a successful vote does not initiate a strike, it permits the board to declare one if ongoing negotiations are not successful. The union has a bargaining dates with Activision, Blind Light, Disney, EA, Epic Games, Formosa, Insomniac Games, Take-Two Productions, VoiceWorks Productions, and WB Games. The union is asking the company for better working conditions and for an 11% increase in rates paid to video game performers, as well as protections from AI posing a threat to future artists' work and careers. SAG-AFTRA's last strike against major gaming companies began in 2016, and it lasted 183 days. The union's current strike against film and scripted television productions started on July 14th. According to the BBC, the strike has caused major worldwide disruptions to film and television productions. SAG-AFTRA represents over 160,000 performers, including voice actors, and negotiates contracts with studios to guarantee consistent pay, working conditions, and contributions towards health insurance and pension, and preferential casting for union members. SAG-AFTRA has issued a D&W notice, which is do not work, regarding Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai English dub because it is a union project. It is also listed as Dragon Quest: Legend of Dai. This happened April of last year. In wake of the Crunchyroll Funimation merger, or as I like to say, the Crunchyroll buyout via Funimation, anime dub actors have highlighted the historical and ongoing underrepresentation of union dubs in North American anime dubbing industry. A separate strike for the WGA, Writers Guild of America, started on May 2nd. In this strike, writers are demanding improved pay and working conditions and limitations on the industry's use of AI. Look, if the studios are getting billions, let the employees have millions. That's it. It's not going to excuse me. It is not going to break your bank. That's all it is. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, but it just means less money for them, which is something that they can't have.
God forbid Bob Iger has $1 million less in his paycheck next month. God forbid.
I know, right?
Again, I am pro-union. I have been part of a union for a couple of jobs I've had. Only issues with unions I have is the MTA and the Postal Service, and you have heard me time and time again on this show regarding that. But outside of that, I'm pro-union. Now, there is talk of a union for reality television. And I mean, if they're making all this money, reality shows bring in millions, and they're only investing like 1,000, and the people that are on these reality shows, they don't make much money. If they unionize, you are so fucked. So go ahead and do that. And I also believe residuals need to go up. And when you watch an anime with a dubbed voice actor, they should get some type of residual from you watching it, plain as day.
That's a big thing on what the whole strike is.
Yeah.
Is that there was nothing in the contracts about streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
And now streaming has become so super popular that nobody is getting residuals. It's all going back to the streaming companies.
Actually, some people are getting residuals. Some, but not all.
If the series was made for the streaming company, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
If the series was made before that, like going back to what I know, Supernatural,
Right.
Eric Kripke, that his residuals come from when the show is shown on TBS. He gets nothing from Netflix, and it is one of the most watched series on the entire streaming service.
And that's why I want you to understand this is how Netflix became a powerhouse, because they negotiated these contracts knowing more or less to make this type of money. And also, when streaming became a thing, it was a niche product. Everybody expected, you'll have cable and a streaming service. Now it's like you'll either have all streaming services, cable, one or the other, or both, like me, more or less. Nobody really expected this, because there is one thing that streaming services can do that you really can't do with cable: the convenience of watching the show at your leisure, for the most part. We'll throw it out there, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Brand new season of Supernatural hits Netflix. It's going to be out this Friday. Mako-chan is going to prep herself and spend the weekend watching the entire series, because it's available at her time, her leisure. It's not like where she has to wait several months or a few days for the episodes or something like that. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I mean, the big problem is, everybody's like, oh, these people don't need more money. The people, the stars that you see, they are like, even Eric Kripke, he is doing this not for himself, and he says that. He's like, if I don't make residuals on Netflix, he's like, I will be fine. But the people that really need to be making those residuals are the writers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
scripts, and everybody that works behind the scenes. They get shit.
Yeah.
They're getting a regular paycheck. They're not getting, the celebrity star, money from these things. They're getting a regular paycheck for doing a regular job. And the problem is that most of these people, I think they said something like 75% of the union doesn't have insurance because they don't make enough money through the union to get insurance. How fucked up is that?
I mean, like, case in point, it's sort of like if you work part-time at Starbucks, you can get insurance, but you have to work at least a minimum of 20 hours a week for X amount of weeks. And sometimes you can't even get that. There are times you'll have to jump from store to store to store in order to do that. Now, again, to go back to what Mako said, talking about like the top percentile of actors and actresses who are making money head over fist. Let me ask you something. Or let me just say this. Do you really think Tom Cruise is walking away with $10 million per Mission Impossible movie? You really think that's straight 10 million? After taxes and all of that, it's not even close to 10 million. Not even.
No,
You ever notice how a lot of celebrities have investments in other things? They're trying to make the money stretch. There's a reason why there are some actors who will do a series for 10 years before moving on, because half the time they're collecting that check and building it up, Makes you wonder why in recent years a lot more actors and celebrities are hitting the con circuit,
Well, no, that's also they're the ones getting paid. So yes, they are getting $200,000 per episode, or $9 million per movie. And yes, there are taxes that are coming out of it, but they also have in their contracts, hey, I'm going to make this much in residuals because of sales. It's not them that this is being done for. It is the people that do their fucking makeup. It is the people that pick out their outfits. Those people don't make the residuals, and they're making pennies on the dollar of what everybody else is.
Like one of my good friends, she does wardrobe for television shows in New York City. Oh, the money she was going to go to put towards buying a car, oh, it's paying her rent and all of that right now. So
Yeah, it completely sucks that, and this is across the entire gamut of jobs that, they pay the people at the top that do the least amount of work the most. And then whatever is left gets divided between the people that actually run the fucking company.
mm-hmm.
And that is so fucking backwards.
Yep. And I can tell you this right now. I work in the entertainment field, as y'all know. I have not mentioned the name of the company that I work for. Those of you who are on my personal Facebook know. And I can tell you this right now. They have a war chest to ride this out. If it wasn't for the
massive one, yeah.
If it wasn't for the massive war chest, we could be in trouble. Another company's already laid off about 6 to 7% of their workforce. I think we might have mentioned it on here. I don't remember. But thankfully, the company I work for has divested their investments into not just movies and television, but literature, art, clothing, all other things, So at least there's that. Now, we're going to bring it down to our last article of the night from Ari about Pokemon going live action. Move over, One Piece.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we need something to take the edge off after that.
Yeah, I think.
TV Tokyo recently announced its future collaboration with the iconic franchise via X, translated by SarahB.net. The drama, titled Fill Your Pocket with Adventure, chronicles the life of a young worker in modern-day Tokyo as she rediscovers her beloved Pokemon game of her childhood. The drama stands apart from other entries in the Pokemon franchise by its realistic setting, which is intended to parallel the real world instead of the world featured in the games and anime. The series is set to premiere on October 19th in Japan, but it's not yet known if the Pokemon Company intends to release the show internationally. The drama stars Nanase Nishino, a self-professed lover of Pokemon who previously appeared in Ano Hideaki's live-action Shin Kamen Rider. Nishino portrays Madoka Akage, a young woman who moves out of Tokyo to work for her dream company, but she soon realizes that professional life comes with its fair share of challenges. One day she receives a package from her mother, which turns to be her childhood copy of Pokemon Red. And she uses the game to re-immerse herself in the carefree world of Pokemon once more. Red and its companion Green were released in Japan in 1996, which the rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to be reminded of any of that. TV Tokyo's upcoming drama is not the only Pokemon spin-off that focuses on the player's interaction with the franchise. Pokemon short animated series Path to the Peak follows a young girl named Ava as she enters the complex world of the competitive Pokemon trading card game. Rather than interacting with Pokemon as physical entities, Ava and the other players envision the battles as they unfold. And she develops a special bond with her star Pokemon, Oddish. And that series, which is in 4 episodes, is available on Pokemon's official YouTube channel.
Cool.
So, the antagonist for this new drama is adulting.
There is an anime called Woltakoi, Life is Hard for the Otaku. It's adults being otaku. It's us.
There's being personally attacked, and then there's that.
Which is why I didn't like it the first time I tried to watch it, but now that I'm like a little bit older, I might go back and give it another try. But anywho, hold on for 1 second. I'm just responding to a comment here. I'll share it with y'all real quick so y'all might find it funny. A friend posted a meme called "Only the Real Ones Understand," and it's toast, butter, bag of sugar, and a container of ground cinnamon, better known as a struggle meal, a cinnamon sugar butter sandwich on toast.
Oh,
And I said, growing up, I was too poor for butter and cinnamon because in my house it wasn't butter, it was margarine because you could get a 4-pack, 4 sticks of margarine for like $1.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't. We
margarine.
we were bad, and there were certain things that we just knew not to go cheap on as cooks. So butter was one of them, and cheese was another.
Once you taste that government cheese, you can't go back. Just saying.
Are you saying it in a good way or a bad way?
That's a good thing.
Oh.
Government cheese set the fucking standard for most of us. Okay. I
Hey,
mean,
there is nothing better than a grilled cheese with ooey gooey wrapped singles.
yeah. Oh, nothing wrong with that either. But I'll tell you this. When I go grocery shopping, you best believe I will not pick up a pack of slight cheese slices for like $1 or $2 because it's 99% vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will.
Well, I don't go for the cheese that you can get at the dollar store.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
I'm not talking about at the dollar. I'm talking about at the grocery store in general.
Yeah, I will still get Kraft cheese.
No. I'm not talking about Kraft cheese. I mean, if you go in regular grocery stores, you will find that dollar cheese in the grocery store right next to it. Yeah.
You will find it at the dollar stores too. And
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
do dollar store cheese.
Right. Okay. It's kind of interesting because most of the dollar stores around me don't even have a refrigerated section.
Mm. But yeah, there are certain things that you just don't go cheap on.
Yep, I know. Growing up in my house, ragu was one that you didn't go cheap on, but I still went cheap on. I'm like, tastes the same.
Well, see, as fake Italians that are actually real Italians that just don't Italian well, we buy the cheap, store brand knockoffs. We did not go with ragu.
Speak from
But
experience.
yeah, no, we doctor. That's what we call it. We doctor the sauce.
Oh yeah.
So
You
we
put
will
extra little seasonings like oregano in it and shit.
exactly. We take jar sauce and then we do what we want with it, and then it tastes better, and we don't have to, mention it.
I got spoiled because growing up, my mom never cooked any of the ever bought any of the sauce in a jar. She always made her own.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that's coming from living in and around with and around South Philly Degos for her entire life. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just kind
I
of
mean, we make our own sauce too, but it's one of those, when you come home and you're tired and you need something really quick, it's okay, this is cheap. We take dollar macaroni and jarro sauce, and we've got meals for the entire week with $4.
And I will tell you this. You can't really. Some people don't call it a struggle meal. I call it a struggle meal. This is one of my favorite meals growing up. Roman holiday. Okay, better known as I found recently it's called American chop suey. It's basically sauce, cooked pasta, meat, mixed all together. You put a couple layers of cheese in between, and you throw that son bitch in the oven for like a good 20 minutes. That's some good eating right there, I tell you that.
Yeah,
It's the closest to ghetto lasagna you can get.
My mother.
I didn't want to say that phrase aloud, but
yeah,
it's
my
okay.
mother
I'll
used
be
to
lying if I said I wasn't thinking it.
with ramen. So she would take packs of ramen and make stew with that, just like canned veggies and crap like that. It was the most disgusting thing, and she still makes it because she likes it, and it is gross. So gross. I can't do it. Like, she would make that and she would put it on my plate, and I would just like, okay, I'm gonna make myself some toast. I'm not eating it.
See, if that was my mother, oh, yeah, I would have gotten torn up for that.
Oh no, she wasn't gonna force me to eat something that I didn't like.
But you sat there and starved.
No, I made toast.
Okay.
my toast or a cheese sandwich, and she's like, if you don't like what I'm making, you do you. So I did me.
There you go.
About the same time that I stopped eating liver, when she would stop cutting it up and saying that it was chicken nuggets. No, no, it is not fucking chicken nuggets.
Jesus Christ! Now I'm just straight up lying.
Oh God!
I
Wow.
swear to God, that's how she would get me to eat fucking liver when I was younger. Is she would cut it up and make it look like fucking chicken nuggets and say, "Here, it's chicken nuggets."
And
And I didn't know any better. And as soon as I, could
You
understand,
had real chicken nuggets, and you're like, I've been
as
fucking
soon as I
lied
was
to.
old enough to actually understand that no, this was not fucking chicken nuggets. And it smells disgusting and it's pasty as hell once you bite into it. Yeah, that was the last time I had.
You had a real chicken nugget, and yeah.
No, it's like once you get to a point where you start realizing textures in food, that's when like it's not even for me a taste thing. It is completely texture.
wow. That's all I gotta say is just wow. All right.
Yeah, my mom was all about the, well then don't fucking eat it.
Oh, that was my mother too. And it's
Only
Buzz.
she got like really loud and screechy about it too.
Bonds 006, no, liver can't hurt me, but I can hurt my liver.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Anyway.
For those of you who are playing the home version of our game, you win. All right, now we got all the chaos and the shenanigans out of the way, we're gonna get into the part of the show that y'all really enjoy more than anything else. Let's be real with that. Meanwhile, in Japan, all right.
I'm gonna take the first one.
Let me take a look at this, and I figured Mako would take the first one.
It doesn't really matter.
I'll take the last one.
Mostly because I read it and I have a perfect, follow up for it.
Do I need to queue up Margaritaville?
No.
Okay.
Just
Too soon.
Fair.
You'll know it when you hear it.
All right, wait. So you're gonna play the music?
No. I said you'll know it when I make the when I make the joke.
Okay. All right. It's all on you, my friend.
A luxury hotel chain is offering karaoke in a large tub floating on the water. Even though Japan has many options for private karaoke experiences, which are private for a reason. One person booths to voice muffling cups. What? To systems built into Ferris wheels. You never see that in a boardwalk in Ocean City. Some people might still feel too self-conscious to belt out their favorite songs. For those people, luxury hotel chain Hoshina Resorts is offering Kaijio Karaoke, which literally means karaoke on the ocean. The resort will hold Kaijio Karaoke every Monday afternoon from 4 September to 27 November, in which up to 4 people will be set out to sea in a large tub where they can enjoy caviar and karaoke in open seclusion. For 40,000 yen, that's about $273 US. Those who book the experience will be taken to the shore of the Minami Atami area in Shizuoka Prefecture and taken about 30 minutes out to sea, a comfortable distance away from prying eyes. There they can enjoy 1 hour of karaoke on plush cushioned seats with a bottle of champagne. The 2.5-meter tub is made out of hinoki wood and also comes equipped with tambourines and maracas. And for additional 15,000 yen, that's about $100, customers can order bruschetta with caviar and ragut. It's actually spelled Ricotta, but ragut is how it's pronounced in Philadelphia.
Or if you're in New York and New Jersey, racotte. More or less.
And when it's all over, the rooms at Risanare Atami aren't too shabby at all. But the rooms are kind of pricey, with about $160 per person per night. It's about 24,000 yen.
Whew.
But hey, it's singing in seclusion, although in a really agoraphobic way. Uh, we don't like it. Doesn't say it anywhere on the website, so we have to assume that this is true.
Mm-hmm.
If someone on the boat sings "Cruel Angel's Thesis," they will fire a cannon at you and sink your boat.
You sunk my battleship.
Oh,
You
God.
sunk my giant robot.
It was better than bending your Wookiee.
Like, you sunk my giant robot. Gotta get out of the ocean. Get off the ocean floor, Shinji. It's like, there. Series over.
Hmm.
I know Hideaki doesn't have to go in a psychotic episode.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they heard sound control. It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up. It's funny how much they hate that song. People who run karaoke bars.
Not our problem.
It's our entertainment.
Show enough. All right, Mako, you're up next.
Okie dokie. Shibuya Family Mart is teaming up with Kyoto Bar. In recent years, a lot of Japanese convenience store chains have begun adding eat-in corners. Counters or tables with chairs where customers can eat whatever food they've purchased right there in the store. You can also sit and have beverages, but only as long as they're soft drinks, since alcohol is prohibited at the eat-in corners. Until now. In the Shibuya ward at Family Mart Shibuya Meiji-dori branch, sharing space with a sign that says Family Mart's name with Liquor Museum, a chain of bars found in Kyoto that's Family Mart's partner in this team up. Once you step inside the store, you'll quickly notice the bar section, which is a regular looking bar with bar stools. Drinks are priced starting at 500 yen, which is about $3.40. Liquor Museum is especially popular as an affordable place to drink Japanese whiskey, though for just a little bit more at 800 yen, you can get a pour of Suntory's Chita. The distiller's premium Hakushu, Yamazaki, and Ao varieties are 1,000 yen each, but even that's less than what you'll pay for them at most other bars in Japan, since the Liquor Museum, unlike most other bars, doesn't charge a cover fee. So the total price for pour is especially budget friendly. Having a bar inside a convenience store also allows you to get some pretty good purchases from the food counters and enjoy snacking while you're at the bar. What's more is the bar staff will sear any items you want for free, giving them a toasty, classy touch. So one of the menus recommends searing Family Mart's thick-cut bacon and camembert cheese slices. If you want to get even fancier, they'll actually smoke food items for you for additional fee of 150 yen. So obviously some store snacks are perfect the way they are, like the boneless fried chicken fillets, but sometimes you just want a little bit more oomph. So they will smoke potato chips, they will smoke cheese, they will smoke French fries. Knowing this, the Liquor Museum serves highballs specially concocted to pair well with the boneless fried chicken fillets offered. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I mean, you think in the States, you go into something like a 7-Eleven and have a bar there and sit down with a pizza and a hot dog at the bar with a drink before going home instead of just grabbing it and, bringing it home to eat. So, I mean, it's kind of a kind of awesome thing to do. I mean, I can imagine going into like a Wawa or a Quick Check I know both do have little corners to eat in, and I guess it wouldn't be bad. Jersey doesn't sell beers and stuff like that in the coolers because we suck. But going to a convenience store in, say, New York for a snack and grabbing a beer and having a seat, kind of pre-gaming before going to the bars kind of thing, or grabbing something on the way home from work. It seems like a kind of smart idea.
3 things. 1, I'm trying to figure out, how do you smoke potato chips?
The same way you smoke anything else.
Right? Having I can actually answer this.
Oh shit.
No, because I watch all of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
So when you watch the cooking shows and stuff like that, and they want to give just kind of a smoky scent to things, which enhances the flavor because you enhance flavor by smell sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They basically will take a small dish, and they do it all the time on Iron Chef. They put the food on top of the dish. They will actually have a small little hand smoker, which basically they put chips of wood into what would look like like one of the flame lighters, and the flame is inside, and it smokes the wood chips and then blows the smoke onto the food. Hi, Raiders.
Hello.
Oh wow, we just got a raid. All right.
And a couple things. Bonds 006 said that imagine having a chopped cheese and a cold one while sitting at a bodega.
In Harlem,
I'm
that in Harlem. That's a front page cover for New York Post, just waiting to happen.
I'm surprised it didn't happen already. Number 1.
Mm.
Number 2, Ranma 421. I managed to get Ranma 421 killed playing Armor Core 6. As I was yelling, get off the ocean floor, Shinji, after my little joke about firing heavy ordnance at anyone singing Cruel Angel Thesis.
Oh god, so I only have one thing to say, and I already said that about smoking potato chips, because I was going to reference what Ranma and Bonds had said. Okay. Oh man, I just want to say that I was completely caught off guard with the raid. For those of you who are listening to the show, our friends at Starlit Creations, they just finished their stream and they raided us since we're going late, so we might as well just finish up and keep it going. So I would say thank you to everyone that's watching Starlit Creations who is also watching Anime Jam Session. You are loved. That's all I have to say. Oh man. Bonzo06 says, I won't say New Jersey sucks, but a 2 a.m. closing time for the clubs and bars suck. Well, that is true, but here's something interesting. Connecticut.
I live here. I will say New Jersey sucks.
Again, nobody
have our issues.
Again, nobody goes to Jersey willingly. There's always an obligation to go to Jersey. Always. Look, Connecticut has a 2 a.m. Curfew for closing time for alcohol. You know what they do? If you're in Lower Connecticut, you just roll right over to Westchester County because they don't close till 4.
See, this is why I drink at home. 1, because it's cheaper, and 2, because there's no time limit.
That, and it's much easier to find your bed when you're that close to home, as it were.
See, it would be such a dick move that you're watching them close the bars and you're just standing there with the alcoholic beverage and you're playing Closing Time on your car stereo out loud, and then after that's done, you just walk right into your house.
Not gonna lie, I'm fairly certain Closing Times would be one of these songs at karaoke that would get your location shelled.
Oh god.
I mean, you'd get to, anyway, here's Wonder, and then you'd have hear half a dozen guns cocking and pointing at you.
Cena Berry says, if we still lived in New York, my mom would still be driving to Jersey to avoid pumping gas.
That's a bad, you know, that's
Yeah,
a,
that's
a,
a
cost, like cost analysis thing, because all the money you waste driving out to Jersey to save on gas, you'd still have to, like, you'd still be out in, gas spent getting to and back, as well as tolls.
Well, Ari, here's the thing. We're going to go back a good 20, maybe 25 years at least. We're talking the 90s here, the 2000s. If you lived in Westchester County or Lower Westchester County or New York City, you know what you did? You went to Jersey to do all of your clothes shopping, because at the time there was very little tax on clothing, and the max in most places was 3%. So you would go to Jersey, do all of your shopping, fill up your tank, and go back to New York, and it was somehow still cheaper than shopping for clothes in New York City, till New York City realized, you know what? Let's get rid of the tax on clothing under $100. So a coat for $99.99 was actually $99.99. And I think it got bumped up to $150. I don't know, but let's just say that kind of helped. But,
okay.
But anywho, let's get into our last story of the night, and then we can kind of wrap things up, because we have gone way late. So we're going to talk about Japanese female rock band Scandal. They have earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Record for staying together for 17 years. Then again, I can't think of a band that's been around for 15 years. Well, outside of Metallica, maybe. I don't know. But
some of the really old rockers.
Yeah, but they even took a break and said, called it quits, and then came back for the grand reunion. So you gotta understand.
Rolling Stones hasn't had an album in over a decade, and they're just putting a new one out.
Like I said,
Keith Richards is gonna outlive us all.
Keith Richards is gonna outlive the fucking cockroaches, okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
God. He's gonna be at our funeral smoking a blunt. Shit.
Keith Richards is gonna be the guy that is like the last man standing, and he's gonna have to dig up the old decrepit drug users and smoke them. He'll be around to grow his shit anymore.
No, Keith Richards is gonna be
Ozzy at the very end. He was like,
No. Keith Richards is going to be the last one, and when you realize he's the last one, you're going to hear Princess of the Universe by Queen, okay? All right? By the way, Henry Cavill is...
The Highlander.
Say what?
He is not the Highlander.
But he somehow has the quickening, and he's outlasted all of us!
if I ever do something in my life that makes me so awesome that one of the fucking Stones is at my funeral, I wouldn't want to come back to life, because nothing in my next life would be able to top that.
No, if that were to happen, I'm going over to the casket and I'm slapping you senseless like, wake up, Ari, wake up, you gotta see this shit.
Oh god, that's amazing.
And then people gonna be like, why are you slapping them? And they gonna see Keith. Everybody's gonna take turns slapping your body to wake you up.
Like, why are you slapping his corpse? Like, Keith's like, yeah, why are you slapping him, mate?
God.
Anyway, where were we? We got distracted again.
And see, everybody says Motley Crue. No, there's a reason why we say on this show, say no to drugs, kids. Anywho. So we're talking about the Japanese rock band Scandal. They are now in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the longest running female rock band with the same musicians. There you go. They are Japan's most popular rock groups and is made up of 4 members who all sing while playing different instruments. Haruna, who's on guitar, Tomomi, who's on bass, Rina on drums, and Mami, who's also a guitarist. The 4 girls met at a dance and vocal school in Osaka and formed the group in 2006, while they were still in high school, which is pretty cool. After forming, the group started their career with performances at Osaka Castle Park and went on to perform in the US, France, and Hong Kong before achieving their major label debut in 2008. Their major debut single, Doll, was released that year, and just a year later, their third major single, Shoujo S, became a huge hit and earned them the Japan Record Award for Best New Artist. The band took off from there with numerous anime songs that earned them fame and fans, not only in Japan, but around the world. In March of 2112, they performed their first concert at the Nippon Budokan, which is an iconic stadium that is a landmark achievement for all Japanese musical artists. I would say here in the States, that might be Giant Stadium. I don't know. Oh, no. Madison Square Garden. But then again, it's just like...
Yeah, there you go.
Madison Square Garden.
Or the Hollywood Bowl. One of the two.
Either or is acceptable. Unless you're Hogan. Pontiac Silverdome, brother. But anywho. In 2015, they embarked on an ambitious world tour, including 31 locations in Japan, as well as France, UK, Germany, and the US. The tour lasted 6 months and attracted 80,000 fans. On August 21st of this year, the group held a concert to celebrate the 17th anniversary of their founding at Nanba Hatch, the live venue in Osaka where the group held their first ever big stage concert. In between performances of their most popular songs from throughout their career, the women announced their acceptance into the Guinness Book of World Records for being the female rock band who retained the same musicians for the longest amount of time. The new record to beat is 16 years and 358 days and counting. And no, that is not a Kingdom Hearts reference. With such a landmark record achieved, Scandal is showing no signs of stopping in the near future, with their most recent single, Line of Sight, which is out as of May, and their next single, Highlight no Naka de Bokorozuto, which translates to Us, Always in the Highlight, which they performed at their anniversary concert, scheduled for release next month, October 4th. If you're looking to witness why they're the longest-lasting female rock group in history, you can see them live at one of their numerous upcoming performances, including the Katagawa Music Festival in Hyogo on September 24th, or since you can't go to Japan, YouTube. And if you like them, I recommend Princess and Pink Sapphire. Dr. Feelgood. I quit.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah, that would get your location shelled.
Bob Coffey says Scandal survives long because they have no scandals. Kick. Well played, sir. Well played. Oh. Okay, enough about that. It is way late. 2 of the hosts should have been in bed half hour ago. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the damn show. There we go. If you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters, and we do this for the love of it. So what we like and don't like, we're actually telling you that. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcast, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, links to our YouTube page of convention coverage, links to our Facebook page of cosplay convention coverage, anime reviews, editorials, and so much more at animejamsession.com. And don't forget to check out all the early episodes of our podcast and subscribe to our podcast. You can find it on Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, or any app that you use for downloading podcasts. Search Anime Jam Session and it comes right up. And what's also appreciative of y'all, following us on our social media pages, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Follow us on those, Anime Jam Session, so you know when we're going live, when we have new articles up, new stories, photos, videos, and then some. And thank you to all of you who will follow us on our socials. We couldn't do it without y'all. And don't forget our tip jar. If you're participating with us live, there's links to our Stream Elements, Streamlab, and Ko-Fi links down below. And if you're still in participating, cheer us on with bits. We'd love that. Or you can actually sub to the channel. If you're watching through a replay, sub to our channel, which is we appreciate. Podcast listening, support the ads, if any, on the stream. We really appreciate that. A little bit goes a long way. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
This is the most fun on this show I've had in a while. Thanks for this, guys.
No problem, dude. Last words, Mako-chan.
I was looking for a record and realized that it's been out for a while, so now it's like $250, and I guess I'm not getting a record.
What record is it?
The Persona 5 Royale soundtrack?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I like the music, and it would definitely give good loungy vibes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not spending that much on it.
Bob Coffey says that will get reissued.
I figured it will, but
and he says check Amazon JP. When I go to Japan, I'll see if I can find it there too. I do plan on visiting Tower Records.
Yeah, it's $194 on Amazon. I can go on to some of the other ones like im8bit.com. They have it for $75, but it's sold out.
That's probably why at that price. My last words is re-registering all those Funko Pops. That's going to be fun. That is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Barry Miller will join us. Will you join us? We hope you do. So, I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight. Great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Awesome. Perfect. We're out of here. See you next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!